Some really important games headline round 21. I'm Paul Grzadka, joined by Anthony Seibold, and today on the game plan, we are going to deep dive into two of those encounters with plenty to play for. First, on Thursday night, we see the Roosters host the Brisbane Broncos. And Siebes, the Roosters have been good attacking form of late, so let's have a look at a couple of the ways that they set up their attacking shape.
Yeah, well, we've spoken about Victor Radley earlier this year and him as a ball player and what it does for the Roosters. It allows their other ball players or decision makers in the halves to pull off the ball, have a look up and take the opportunities that they see. So let's have a look at where Victor Radley is. Victor Radley on the left-hand side of the play the ball as the Roosters come out of yardage. And what it allows the other ball players in the 7, 6 and 1 to do is look up down short sides, out the back of shape, or even on the inside of the play the ball there you can see James Tedesco. So it opens up some opportunities for the Roosters. Victor Radley, good ball player, comes onto the ball there. As I said, you can see Tedesco on the inside. Walker hasn't liked what he saw on the short side, but there's Luke Keary out the back of shape there. Play to Luke Keary, and they take easy metres down that left-hand side channel and they run away there. Obviously, it's a little bit of an error at the end of the shape there from Momorowski, but they put pressure on the Manly right-hand side edge D. This time, Victor Radley, ball playing again, up close to the line, so in good ball, we call that as coaches. And again, what it allows Luke Keary to do, and also James Tedesco, is to pull off the ball a little bit wider and give them the opportunity to attack those last three defenders of the left-hand side defence of the Manly Seagulls. So this time we go through to Tedesco. He puts the left foot kick in for Nat Butcher, who goes away and scores a try. But again, by playing off Victor Radley, just opens up some opportunities for Tedesco, Keary and Sam Walker.
And what about when they go the short side, guys like Keary or Walker teaming up with Tedesco?
Yeah, so the beauty of having Victor Radley as a ball player, you can see again, different clip, but there's Victor Radley on the long side there, okay, for the Roosters. So you can see on the short side, there's a couple of ball players there in Tedesco and also Sam Walker. So they look up there. Now, if they like what they see, so what they're looking at is, do they have more attackers than defenders? And they do. There's 4 attackers there for the Roosters. And you'll see they look up on the short side. There's only 3 defenders there for the Manly team. So you've got 4 in there, you've got Smalley on the wing, you've got Jake Traboyevich in the number 13. So it's a 4v3 situation. So that's what they're looking at. Sam Walker takes the line on himself, but that's what Victor Radley allows them to do. Look up, take some opportunities on short sides or out the back of shape. This time again, you'll see Radley on the long side. So there he is there. There's Sam Walker. And we see this time Joey Manu, who was playing 6 in this particular game, on a short side. So looking up. So there again is James Tedesco, who's always dangerous and always looking around that play the ball as they come out of yardage. But this time it goes to Joey Manu. Now, he hits Angus Crichton on the outside, but who's pushing up on the inside? It's James Tedesco. So again, they're looking for a 4v3 opportunity on short sides, and they have decision makers make the decision whether they want to take the short side or they go open to Victor Radley. And that's the beauty of the way that the Roosters play, particularly out of yardage when they're coming up the field.
Onto their opponent in the Broncos, and we've talked about their number 7 many times on this show, Adam Reynolds, but one big improvement this year for them is of course their new number 6, Ezra Mam. Just how much pressure does he take off the general number 7?
Well, Ezra Mam's getting better and better. Now, the Brisbane Broncos have had Ezra in their system since 14 years of age, and what he does, he takes some pressure off Adam Reynolds. The more he plays in the NRL, the better player he's going to become. He's already super talented, but with experience, with the amount of games that he plays, he'll take even more pressure off Adam Reynolds as the seasons go on. So this time you can see Adam Reynolds. So he's the general, right? So he's made significant improvements to the Brisbane Broncos this year. He's on the open side. So all the Tigers defenders, what do? They go straight for Adam Reynolds here. But Reynolds uses Ezra Mam as, I suppose, a bit of a conduit to take some pressure off him. And you'll see they get a short side opportunity. Ezra puts it on his right foot, and there is a repeat set there for the Broncos. So trying to build pressure away from Adam Reynolds. This time, there's Reynolds in the number 7 jersey. So he's going across field. What he's trying to do is he's trying to link up with that man, Ezra Mam, at the back of shape on the left-hand side. So again, he finds Ezra, who digs into the line. Great offload there to Herbie Farnworth when they played Raiders earlier this year. So again, he's taking some pressure off Adam Reynolds. The other thing I like about Ezra Mam is this. He sees players come off the line sideways. So there's Elliott Whitehead just coming off the line a little bit sideways, which opens up that space for Ezra to go back into an inside shoulder. So he's great at taking the line on. So very dangerous run of the ball. He made a living doing that as he come through the underage teams, representative teams in Queensland. So I think he takes a whole heap of pressure off Adam Reynolds, and the more games he plays, the more effective he's going to become.
And when they're not going to the left, of course, they can also go right and find their damaging centre, Katoni Staggs.
Well, they've got a fair weapon on the right-hand side, don't they? Katoni Staggs, one of the premier centres in the competition. But one trend I've found is this. So when they go to their right-hand side, they often use Payne Haas as a ball player. So there he is outside Keenan Palisea there for the Broncos. They use Payne Haas. Now he plays early to Tyson Gamble. So Tyson Gamble, again, digging into the line. What they're trying to do, there's Tamari Martin, but they're trying to get early ball to this man here. And they're trying to put the last three defenders for the Cronulla Sharks team under some pressure. So this time, Tamari Martin gets across field, gives the ball to Katoni Staggs, who's very powerful one-on-one. He's hard to handle when he's being defended one-on-one. So again, have a look. There's Corey Jensen, who passes the ball to that man again. So Payne Haas. So this is a real trend for the Broncos going to their right-hand side. This time, Tetsi New. They find him, early ball to Katoni Staggs. Now, Katoni can beat Momorowski on the outside. He also can beat him back on the inside. He's a powerful player. Let's have a look at what he does. Pushes past Momorowski, again, pushes past Sam Walker and goes through, scores the try. The last time these two teams met, so he's a real weapon. Last but not least, again, early ball against the Dragons during the Origin period. So there, Tetsi New, early ball to Katoni Staggs. So Katoni Staggs, he can beat Moses Sully on the outside, as we spoke about, or on the inside. Again, one-on-one, very difficult to handle. Stands Moses Sully up, goes away and scores the try. So Ezra Mam on the left-hand side for the Broncos, Katoni Staggs on the right-hand side. Both weapons, both take pressure off Adam Reynolds. And as I said, they're a dangerous team when they get the ball to Katoni Staggs with time and space.
Sydney v Brisbane going to be a fantastic clash. Moving to Friday now, and this is a big game at any time of year, Manly v Para. But round 21, it has massive ramifications to the makeup of the top 8. Let's talk about Manly and two of the players they get back this round in Hamoli Ola Kuat and Tolatau Kola. They play together on the right and talk about the different ways they can get these offensive weapons involved.
How good are those two young players? Ola Kuat, he's a dangerous player. He breaks tackles one-on-one. I want to start with that. On their right-hand side, so he's got a great combination with Daly Cherry Evans. And earlier this year, they were using him as a weapon, trying to get him one-on-one with what we call three-in defender. So there's Matt Moreland. Okay, he's a three-in defender. So they're generally speaking, they're halfback. So Ola Kuat, one-on-one with a halfback. Often he wins that little contest. So as I said earlier this year, back at inside shoulders of Matt Moreland. He's too hard to handle. He's a very powerful guy. But as the season's progressed, so this is a few Friday nights ago when the Manly Seagulls played the Melbourne Storm at home. So what they've started to do, they've started to use this man, Kola, as someone who they throw the ball to. Because, have a look at this. Who is this defender for the Melbourne Storm interested in? Ola Kuat in the number 11 jersey there. So because Cherry Evans has hit him a whole heap during the year, he's a real option, but also a decoy for the Manly team on that right edge. So again, great execution there by Daly Cherry Evans to find Kola on an out ball, or what coaches call an out ball, and gets one-on-one close to the line. He's got plenty of speed, so he can finish off any opportunities there. But they use Ola Kuat as a weapon at times, but also as an option at times, where he's the decoy for the outside backs for the Manly team.
Power and speed, two things you can't teach.
You can't coach that.
That's on the right. Let's go back to the left now. Kieran Foran, as classy as ever and developing a great combination with the stand-in fullback Ruben Garrick.
Yeah, Kieran Foran plays really direct and he digs all the way into the line, so he gets very close to the defensive line. So we've got some examples here. What I want to do though, to start with, is go all the way back to earlier this year. This is at Mudgee, so you can see the fantastic setting there in Mudgee when Manly played the Canberra Raiders. So they go to their left-hand side. Now this has been a pet play for the Manly team over the last couple of years. So who's in the picture here? Well, that's Tom Traboyevich, the very talented number 1 for Manly over the last few years. Now, they had a really good combination, Foran and Tom Traboyevich. But what you'll see here is this. You'll see the number 12 for the Manly team, Andrew Davey, drop underneath. And what happens with the centre is he's trying to lead and get at the inside shoulder of the second last defender for the Raiders, which allows Tom Traboyevich to get this out the back of shape. So you'll see 1-2 attackers versus 1 defender in Jordan Rapiner for the Canberra Raiders. So 2v1 situations, Tom Traboyevich, he nails them, doesn't he? So really good inside work there by the Manly team. But that's what we saw earlier this year. Now, Ruben Garrick, he's been a fantastic replacement in the number 1 jersey. So again, we see similar sort of shape going to the left-hand side. So again, have a look. As the play plays through, you'll see Davey come underneath again. At this stage, Brad Parker was playing as a centre, and he's going to come back and really try and haunt Patrick Herbert for the Gold Coast Titans. Well, out the back of shape, there's Parker tie up, Herbert, as we spoke about here. But out the back of shape, again, what we see is A 1-2 versus 1 opportunity. Very, very similar to Tom Traboyevich's clip. So that's how they're playing Ruben Garrick. They're trying to get him to play very similar role to Tom Traboyevich, and he's doing it exceptionally well. He scores tries, he sets tries up, and he kicks goals. So Ruben Garrick plays wing when Tom Traboyevich is there, but done a fantastic job filling in the #1 jersey for the Manly team this year.
On to Parramatta. It's a big loss with Mitch Moses ruled out for the next few weeks, but it's not the only way they can beat you. One of them's through their ball-playing middlemen.
Big boys, yeah. So Junior Paulo, Regan Campbell-Gillard rather, also Madison. Like Madison's a very good ball player, got a great offload. So when I have a look at some of their big men here, so I'll let this play through. Junior Paulo in the #10 jersey, hard to handle. A couple of big Warriors defenders there, still gets the ball away. And what it does, it creates momentum for the Parramatta Eels team. So they play off the back of that. Junior Paulo again close to the line against the Dragons. In traffic, gets the ball away. So they play with a fair bit of chaos. So where they keep the ball alive with offloads and shifts, the Parramatta team. Again, Junior Paulo close to the line. Offload to Tamani. Who do they find? Well, they find Ryan Madison there in the #15 jersey, who's a big body, very powerful, goes over to score the 4-pointer underneath the sticks against the Roosters. So they're big men. Parramatta's big men. They can create offloads and instability in the defensive line through the short ball playing, but also those offloads in traffic. And what it does, it attracts defenders and it makes defensive teams have to work really hard there.
And the guy that will run off the back of that is the skipper, Clint Gutherson. But it's not just that element to his game that he's got this year. He's shown a lot of playmaking ability.
I think over the last 3 or 4 years, he's been one of the most improved players in the game. Now, we know this from King Gutho. What he does, he plants himself somewhere in and around the play the ball area as Parramatta come up the field. So when they're coming off their own try line, coaches call this yardage. So you can see Clint Gutherson there. Now, what happens is this. Ryan Madison takes the ball forward, runs with plenty of intent, gets the late offload away. So who's there to pick it up? Well, it's King Gutho, isn't it? Okay, so they make it a whole heap of extra yards because he's pushing in and around to play the ball. So that's his role as they come up the field, like I said. The area that he's improved the most, in my opinion, is his ball-playing ability out the back of shape. So this is where Mitch Moses was playing in the halves, and they're not going to have Mitch back in the team until finals time. But have a look this weekend for Clint Gotherson out the back of shape. And you'll see all the Manly defenders here turned in. So he's got a decision to make, Clint Gutherson. He notices that the winger, the right-hand side winger for the Manly team is stepped back. So he's either got a short option or a long option. And it's hard to execute under pressure because you can see there the Manly centre jammed on King Gutho. He gets the ball away, makes the right call, passes it to the left-hand side winger for the Parramatta Eels. So, again, I reckon that's the area that he's improved the most, his ball playing at the back of shape. Last but not least, he can build pressure on teams. So this is very smart. Tessie New, fullback for the Brisbane Broncos, plugged in the line. So there's a whole heap of space in the backfield here. So this, again, is an area that I think he's improved over the last couple of years. Just his vision, his ability to look up and identify what's in front of him. There he finds that Tessie New is in the line there. They go through there. Now, ultimately, they lost the game against the Broncos, but he built pressure there off the back of that kick. Good vision, good execution of skill, but he's maintained that push support around the middle third as Parramatta march up the field. So he'll be one to watch against Manly at his former home ground there, being a Manly junior on Friday evening.
That's right. They'll need his absolute best, Parramatta. That's brilliant analysis. Thanks so much, Seibs. There's some great games of NRL this weekend. If you want to get to any of the matches, then simply head to nrl.com/tickets. If you can't get to the games, you can still watch it on Channel 9, Foxtel, Sky New Zealand or Kayo.